Hello again, everybody, and welcome back to another episode. This time I'm doing another Forza Motorsport 6 Apex, if you hadn't already guessed or at least read the title. I am really enjoying this so far. I knew that I would. I love Forza. So today what I'm going to do is I'm just going to actually let some replays run and let you enjoy those because they are absolutely gorgeous. So we'll go into driver record, we'll go to the Forza gallery.
Here you can browse your collection,
And I'll just go over a little bit of what I like and what I dislike of the game. Whoops. Alright guys, so first off, for things that I like in this game, I mean, I've just got to say, it's Forza. I mean, there's so much to like in this game. It's been around for what? I don't know, since the original Xbox, and there's good reason for that. I mean, of course, Gran Turismo's been around just as long. I personally cannot stand Gran Turismo. Never could. I tried it on multiple different platforms from, I think, the first Gran Turismo all the way up to Gran Turismo 5, and I've never liked it as a game or as a simulator. The controls always feel too stiff to me. Forza is just perfect in my... vehicles react the way you think that they would if you were controlling them with a controller. As I said, this is Forza and it's on PC, so you cannot complain. I mean, it looks gorgeous. And actually, this is not the replay I meant to play, but who cares? It looks awesome. As I said, it looks beautiful. I mean, the graphics are amazing. The track looks pretty damn good. At times, the track looks a little cheesy. My competitor there took out some cones. Cones are kind of flopping around in Forza fashion, which is something I'm going to add to my gripes, the physics of it. But we'll get into that later. So there's a lot of options, both visual and for your vehicles. I mean, you've got actually it's pretty standard options for video anyways. But it is nice that you can just leave them all on dynamic and it's just gonna kind of auto adjust as you play, which is how I was playing all last night, and it worked fantastically. Fantastically, I think that's a word, I don't know. It worked very, very well. I bumped almost everything to ultimate just to see what my computer would do, and temps went up a little bit, and I saw a little bit of snagging or hanging, whatever you want to call them. But nothing too terrible. It runs really well. I'm running an i7 4790K GTX 970 and 16 gigabytes of RAM. And it runs pretty damn well on this rig, even at Ultra for the most part. I have a few settings a little bit lower, 8 times anti-aliasing, 4 times multi-sample or whatever it's called. I can't remember what all, yeah, multi-sample. Another thing that I love about Forza is you can play this game as an arcade style racer. You know, you can set it up to be a pretty simple driving game and you can still have fun with that, but it pushes you to be a better driver, which actually is another thing that I really like about it. You have to learn to drive well in this game to unlock more medals, which is really cool. I like that. It pushes you to do things that you wouldn't think of, like in this game, or sorry, this race. I'm that Ford GT. I let this car get ahead of me because the challenge for this race was to go in. Watch, I'll let him pass again here because I didn't mean to pass him there. So I let him pass because the challenge is to pass an opponent in the last lap, but I was just smoking the crap out of everybody, so I had to hold back. I need to increase my difficulty still. And as I said, you can play this as a very simple game, arcade racer if you will, or you can bump all the difficulty way up. You can bump up, you can turn off anti-lock brakes, you can turn off traction control, you can turn off the steering assist, which right now I have mine steering set at the medium difficulty. I might bump it to simulation just to see what that does. What else is there? There's quite a few settings for your difficulty, pretty standard Forza difficulty settings. And then also they brought back the tuning setups that you can do for all the vehicles. I'm not sure how they all work yet. I haven't gotten into it. It's been a long time since I've done tuning setups in any games. I choose not to screw with those. I know that back when I played Forza on Xbox, the guys who had the fastest times usually had custom tuning setup in their vehicle, and yeah, so that's actually pretty important. I hope that the marketplace will become a major part of this game. I used to love playing the marketplace, even for tuning setups, because you could go in and buy a tuning setup instead of having to sit there and dink around with your tire pressure, which sometimes I enjoyed doing, but now I really don't want to have to do that. What I want from this game is I want to be able to race, I want to be able to drive car around Nürburgring, which is not included right now. And I want to be able to edit liveries, which is also not a part of the game right now, which I'm sure that it will be eventually as it comes out of beta or becomes a full-fledged game, or when the next game comes out. I don't really care. To know that Forza's on PC is great. And there's a lot of things that I like, but this is the last one that I'm going to get into. Is your controls are very customizable, which is very nice about Forza. Personally, I like having my shift set to my stick, just because it's kind of cool to flick the stick for shifting, and I don't generally use the camera controls. Alright, let's back out of this and switch over to a little more interesting replay, and then we will get into the things that I don't particularly like about this game right now. And granted, a lot of this is because it's in beta, so just bear with me on that. A lot of it is subject to change, if you will. Alright guys, so this replay, I mean, I watched this replay probably 4 times now, not all the way through, but it is just gorgeous, except for that right there, the cloud clipping. I think that's because I bumped it to ultimate and left particles. There's something that I left dynamic, and I think as that's popping in and popping out, the game's trying to adjust for hangs or whatever you want to call it. It's a little bit frustrating because I want to figure out why that cloud was popping in and out. Anyways, let's get to what I don't like, starting with that one. And then second, no wheel support in the beta. I'm sure that they'll bring wheel support to the game. It's just a matter of when, and this isn't a major point for me because I've always played Forza with a controller. I've never had the money to drop on a good steering wheel, but seeing that Forza is now on PC, I may look into it. The Microsoft login is kind of frustrating to me. I don't think that I should have to be logged into my Microsoft account to play this game, but it seems to be that you have to be logged into your Microsoft account to play this game. And that goes hand in hand with the Windows Store, which honestly has worked well for this game. I mean, it downloaded fine, it worked fine. But prior to it being released, I couldn't even find anything about the game being released yesterday, so that's a little frustrating to me that there was no pre-release information on such a what is a major release. I mean, there's not much about it out there right now just because of the fact that it's a free-to-play and it's in beta, so of course it's not going to be the largest release, but I mean, yesterday was the first day that I've ever played Forza on PC. I mean, they could have made it that much better just by cleaning up the store experience. Whoa, I think we just froze, folks. That was the first major hang that I have seen while playing. I don't like that, and it may be because I am still running at Ultimate. But I watched this replay last night at Ultimate. See, now those clouds are fine. I don't get that. That was the first major hang, which, in my opinion, is pretty damn good for a beta, especially of such high fidelity. My next one is kind of a minor one, but it's something that I used to love in Forza, and that's that the controller feedback doesn't seem to be all there. I'm using a 360 controller, and it may be down to just this controller that I'm using. It's not the one that I normally use, but it is a standard 360 controller. The vibration when you go over certain bumps, especially on like Sebring did not feel that, it didn't feel like Sebring just in the vibration that I was receiving from my controller. Now, some of you are probably going to say that's a really minor point, but I did notice it while I was driving Sebring, and Sebring is the track that you're going to notice a decent amount of vibration in the vehicle because it's so rough. It's on an old airfield that is made of separate concrete slabs that a lot of them are at slightly different heights, and you hit little bumps in the concrete every once in a while. And I remember on Xbox 360 I could feel every little bump in the road through my controller, which I want. I really want, and I hope that maybe that's just in the beta. Maybe they'll clean that up a little bit. Not a major gripe, but I would like to see it improved. There's a low number of events, but again, this is beta. There's 12 major events right in the beginning, or yeah, in the series that is available. But I'm pretty sure that that is the only series available right now, is the 12th race series, which runs you through everything from your street cars up to the, like what I'm racing in this replay. I could also throw in low number of cars, but I'm really not complaining. 64 cars off the bat for a beta is pretty good. And the fact that they're having the unlock early option for 99 cents kind of bothers me as well. I get why they do it, but I don't like it personally. Being able to like right when you start the game, go in and unlock a car for $1 that you're gonna unlock in the race that you're unlocking it for, I think that's a little bit ludicrous. Maybe that's just me, I don't know, but I don't think that it is. No liveries, which this one's kind of a major gripe for me. Let's put it in major / minor gripe, because I used to spend hours painting my cars in Forza, and I still want to do that. And I want the ability to drag and drop my decals. That sounds so awesome. And I remember thinking when I used to play Forza on my Xbox that I wish I could use a mouse and keyboard to do the editor. I want to be able to put my liveries on the market again. I want to be able to do all of that. And I can't yet, which, again, this is in beta, so I'm going to go ahead and say that's a minor gripe because I know it's coming, but I think that it should have been a part of this. Just because, to me, it was such a major part of the experience in Forza on Xbox. And now to, well, let's skip that one from now. I'm gonna go into the a very minor one. There's no Nürburgring. Why did you not include Nürburgring in this beta? My favorite track, although it is what, 13 miles almost, or 13 point something miles, or 12.8 miles. I think it's 12.8 miles. 12.8 miles of the best track in the world, and you did not include it, which I'm fine with. Again, it's beta. I'm not complaining. I'm going to go ahead and let this roll again. I mean, Nürburgring is the track for me. Alright, sorry about that. I got interrupted there. No Nürburgring. That's enough about Nürburgring. I do love that track. Now to my most major gripe so far. Oh, another hang. That's not exciting. It's still running though. A little bit frustrating. I wish that I could get my fraps running on this monitor. I'm not sure how to switch monitors on fraps. But my major gripe, my only major gripe that I have is actually with the graphics, which is odd, but those of you who have played Project Cars in the rain, you probably already know where I'm going with this. In this style race, there would be fountains of water coming off the wheels. Not to mention the rain itself. If we get a good camera here, I'm right there and right there. The rain just, it does not look real. The rain itself does not look real. The textures on the ground look phenomenal, but look at the rain right now. It looks awful. When you're sitting still, it looks bad. I mean, it does. I'm sorry to say it, but it does. It looks like shit. Like I said, the texture on the track is phenomenal. And it's not doing it right now, but... Oh, there it is. Hang on a second. Let me go back. Let me jump back. And watch off the back of the wheels right there. That little white... It's almost like the water is set as an animation attached to the wheels. There's no actual physics behind it. Which, I don't know how Project Cars handles it, but it seems to me like Project Cars handles it as a physics base. You see those flashes of white behind the tires? That just looks ridiculous. That's what I'm talking about when I say it looks like it's just an animation. It's just... That one was odd. That didn't look like the water at all. That looked like a glitch. But those little tiny clouds of water behind the car are frustrating to me. I just wish that they would have taken care of it like Project Cars did. Like, Project Cars driving in the rain is an experience unto itself. Sorry about this, guys. I'm trying to find a very particular camera angle and it's not coming up. There we go. That'll work. I mean, can we just take a second to appreciate that? That looks phenomenal. You can, in my opinion, You can't get much better than that image right there. It is incredible what this game is doing. I don't know if I completely attribute it to DX12 or DX12. Yeah. I don't know that I can completely contribute it to DX12 because Project Cars looks better than this game does in the rain. I will say that. It's hard to say which one looks better just running around a dry track. But right now, I would say that this image right here is pretty close to the gold standard for me. I mean, it is just phenomenal how that looks. Alright guys, well, if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, and if you didn't like it, give me a thumbs down. If you do not like it, please leave me a comment to tell me why you disliked it. Let me know what I can do better in my future videos. I will probably do a few more videos on Forza, and at some point I may do a comparison between Forza and Project Cars. I'm trying to think if I have any other racing game or racing sims. I don't think that I do. Not what I would call a sim. I have Race Room, but I did not like that game at all when I played it. I haven't played it in a long time though. Maybe I should retry it. Nothing against that game. God, this game is gorgeous. If you haven't yet, go download Forza, please. If you have a PC that can handle this game, please go download this game. It needs attention so that we get more Xbox exclusives moved over to PC. At least in my opinion. I think exclusivity is bullshit. Take it easy, guys.